Surrender to the ocean, to the ocean, to the ebb, 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 and
a lot of us on the path are experiencing a lot of challenges. I know for me personally, I know a lot of others. And why is this happening, you know? And who knows, really? But I think the more I've tried to find presence, the more I've looked inward, to me it makes sense now. It makes sense that those of us that are looking at our emotions, that are dealing, you know, fully committed to trying to deal with what's going on with me, who am I, why am I here, where are we going, opening up to so much information, opening up to so many things. It makes sense that when doing that, we would face challenges. And, you know, I think we all know that the old world is crumbling away. We're seeing relationships have crumble away. Some are crumbling away. Some are providing us challenges to work on the relationships, and some are just beyond our control, are crumbling away. Just a lot of things seem to be happening, especially to those on the path. And so, to those of you that are on the path and are just overwhelmed right now, I feel you. You're not alone. It's okay. It's more than okay. I think it's a good thing. We just have to accept it. I see it now as these obstacles as, well, obviously, you know, things are leaving us that no longer serve us. But in addition to that, I think these challenges at the very core, at least for me anyways, provide us opportunities, challenges to be present. And to be present when it can be so difficult to be present. You know, situations can pull us out of presence. You can probably relate, but have you ever been having a perfect moment? Just a wonderful moment. It could be anything. You know, it could be right here, sitting here, staring at the trees, or watching your kids play, or just anything. And you feel good, and you feel peaceful. You feel present. And then out of the blue, you'll hear a little voice. It's your ego. And then the ego will lean in and go, hey, you know something. And boom, you get pulled out if you let it. And it's a funny thing. And so now that voice isn't too strong. It comes and goes. But when it does, what I try to do now is just listen to it for a sec, and if it has a purpose, then I'll listen. But if it feels like it's out of the blue and it has no purpose except negativity or worry or seeking or whatnot, then I basically just give myself deep inside a gentle so that's what I do with my ego when it's been pretty quiet, but when it gets when it starts to whisper things that really don't serve me, when it starts to get anxious, then that's what I do. Works for me. But with everything else, sometimes it's not us, sometimes it's the outer world, because this challenges to be present. And some of them are pretty challenging. And I think that's by design. Our design. You know what to do, and only you know what to do. But again, you're not alone. That's really why I'm just. This is a less me expressing my opinions as this is. I just wanted to really let everybody know I feel you. Woo! Do I feel you? And if you're really in a bad place right now, just try to be present. Just try to quiet the thoughts if you can. Go out in nature. I mean, everything we need is here. But while we're in these shells, still kind of clinging to the outer world that we've created, that we've manifested. The next best thing to going deep inside yourself is going out in nature. And one begets the other, so, if you're having trouble quieting your thoughts, if you don't know what to do with yourself, if you just don't know what to do, you know what? Go out in nature. That's what I do. A lot of others do. And then just try to quiet your mind. And then just look, listen. This planet is an amazing healing place. It's really fantastical. It really is. This earth, our existence, these bodies, the wonder, the wonder of it all, it's fantastical. It really is. It's incredible. So, hang in there. Be patient. If you're struggling, try not to do things that don't serve you. If you find I know I have sometimes, if you find your brain going back and your ego, running through the same stories again and singing the same song to yourself that doesn't serve you and makes you feel bad. If you're thinking things that make you feel bad, and really the only thing you can do is try to stop thinking it and try to find presence. And when you're ready, you can, in a more calm, open place, then you can go back to those thoughts if they need to be worked out. So give yourself a break. Don't beat yourself up. We often do that. We're all doing the best we can, all of us. Another thing besides being present is just be conscious of fear. Fear, I think, is what's driven humanity up to this point. And we need to stop letting fear drive us. And I think as all these challenges are facing us right now, especially emotional challenges, fear loves loves to grow in those challenges. And so yeah, just try to be aware when you're having feelings and they're coming from fear, if you can. You know, give them a shh. Go be present. Go do something. Go create. You know, if you can't go out in nature, well, everyone can go in nature. You can. I mean, nature's everywhere. You can go for a walk. But I mean, if for some reason it's just not really an opportune moment and you're indoors, create something. It could be anything. If you're an artist, paint. If you're a writer, write. If you're a musician, create music. If you have a hobby, go do it. If you're a gardener, go garden. If you like to cook, go create something in the kitchen. You know, the list goes on. Even though a lot of people don't consider themselves people that are creative, but that's actually not true. We're all creative. All of us. Just some of us are more comfortable with it, embraced it early on. But if you're a human being, believe me, you're a creator, and you do create. You just probably don't see it that way. You know, even when you go in the kitchen and kind of mess around and create a new pasta, well, that's creating. You just created. So it doesn't matter what it is. If you plant a flower, you've created something. So yeah, that's another thing you can do is go create. Go out in nature. But ultimately what you really want to do is get into a quiet place if you can. And this helps. It helps me. And other than that, I think all we can really do is try to accept. I think that's what these challenges really are. A challenge to be present and a challenge to accept things regardless of what they are. Accept everything as it is. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see where we'll go. We'll see how we'll evolve. So this is kind of getting long, but yeah, I know there's a lot of you, especially those on the path, that are really struggling right now. I've been struggling. But again, I think it makes sense. You know, without any challenges, how can we grow? And so just try to embrace it if you can. But most of all, just know you're not alone. You're not going crazy. It can seem that way, you know. Sometimes, things can start to fall apart all around you and you're just going, what is going on? Sometimes it can seem with very little effort. You're barely doing anything and just challenges are coming up and things are falling apart and just know you're not alone. I think it's natural. It seems to be happening more and more. Let's not be afraid of it, which I know it's hard. It's really hard not to be afraid. I'm afraid. We're all afraid. The first step, I think, is admitting we're afraid. Of course we're afraid. We're starting to see the illusion, the veil come down. So many things happening on this planet, so many energies. Human nature to think past the present and to seek and to want and to think of the future. There's a lot. There's an abundance of things to be afraid of if we allow them to. And so that's normal. So it's understandable. So you're not crazy. You're not wrong. You're not alone. You're exactly who you're supposed to be in this form, I think. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And you're drawing these things to you just as I'm drawing them to me. And so, no worries. It's going to be okay. It is okay. That's the big thing. It's all okay if we let it be okay. And if we can do that, then the joy that's out there, the joy that's in here, wow, we can release it. We can embrace it. Yeah. You are the creator of your life, and ultimately, the only thing we really have to do is to choose how we react and how we respond to the way our life is unfolding. And that in itself, of course, will manifest other things. So, no worries. You're doing just fine. I feel ya. There's a lot of us that feel ya. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path. Love and light. I almost lost my camera. I was doing a cloud shot and had the camera propped up at the edge of the waterfalls, and it seemed stable. And then I walked quite far away, and the next thing I know, after about 10 minutes, the camera took a tumble, and it was, I wish I had a second camera so I could have showed you, but it rolled down the rocks towards the edge of the waterfall and then got caught between a rock and a fallen branch. So it was caught in between, and that was the only thing holding it from going completely over the falls. So yeah, my camera almost got it. But it lives to film another day.